Hello everyone, it is me, Sherry, again coming to talk to you about my book, My Extraordinary Walk. Continuing with the chapter by chapter review. Today I'm going to skip forward just a little bit and I'm going to go to chapter 11, which is about spiritual gifts. I believe that we all have spiritual gifts, at least the Bible says that we do. And most of my life, I can just tell you my story, I lived not knowing what my gift was, what my gifts were. But when you find out what your gift is, it'll make sense to you. And I'm going to use my story as a perfect example of how your gift will make sense to you. Okay, so most of my life, every time I would hear the pastor say, we all have gifts and spiritual gifts, and I've never been talented. I'm not a singer, I'm not a dancer, I'm not fast, I'm not an artist, I don't have any real talents. And I've never been, I don't know, I never thought I had any gifts. But after getting close to the Lord, and it's something I've always asked God, but I've asked Him even more when I got close to Him, what are my gifts? What are my spiritual gifts? And I didn't get an answer right away. But I'm going to tell you, one day, driving again, have a lot of experiences where I'm able to hear from the Lord while I'm driving, while I'm walking. It seems like you know how like when you're driving, you can kind of get in a zone, or when you're walking, you kind of get in a zone that somehow opens my mind where I'm able to hear clearly a lot of times from the Lord. But anyway, and that may be part of my gift too, but that doesn't happen a lot. But in these videos, it's going to seem like it's happening a lot because I'm sharing these experiences with you. But okay, so driving in the car, and I heard in prayer, and that's another thing about the Lord. When I, just like visions and dreams and audible voice, nobody else probably would know what in prayer meant. But when it comes from the Lord, you'll have certain knowings. And I knew immediately that it was the answer to what my spiritual gift was. I knew that my spiritual gift was in prayer. Now, I didn't know what it was in prayer. I didn't really understand it fully, but I'm coming into the understanding and acting more being more fulfilled and being in acting in my gifts, but in prayer. Now, when this is how I knew that He was telling me my gift was in prayer, and then when I look back over my life, at times where I wasn't saved, where I've always gotten uncanny responses in prayer. So it made sense to me that we all can get a prayer through, but I know I can get a prayer through. And prayer is something that it's just part of me. It's just something that I just love to do. Like, I think you may have heard me say this in some of my previous videos. Any opportunity to talk to Him, any chance to talk to Him, my all day is a constant conversation with God. So, it just made sense to me. So I'm gonna share a story with you how it made sense when I look back over my life. Okay, back when I was 19, pregnant with my son out of wedlock, there was a day where I was hanging out with some friends and we were playing. We're still young. I had no business playing. I'm like 6, 7 months pregnant. Had no business running up and down the stairs, clowning around. I got elbowed in the stomach really hard, and hard enough to make me sit down, and I stopped for the rest of the night. So when the next morning rolled around, I realized that I hadn't felt the baby move since the night before, and I got all scared and I got nervous, and I decided to go home. So that morning, I might have went home before some of the rest of the girls left, and I walked to the train station, and I was so scared that I was like, I didn't have a car. I was like, I needed to go to the hospital. So I was either going to go home or go to the hospital, and I was leaning more towards going to the hospital because I was afraid that something was wrong with my baby. Still hadn't felt a move. So in the train station, all by myself, I remember praying earnestly to God about my baby and trying to figure out if I needed to go to the hospital. And when I finished praying, I was sitting down. Within minutes, maybe within a minute, I felt a rumbling and jumbling in my body like the baby was doing somersaults. Like I had never felt him move like that, and I had never felt him move like that afterwards. I really felt like that was a response to my prayer that whatever happened, the baby was okay now. The baby was instantly just bloom, 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 bloom. That's all I could feel was like somersaults in my belly, like he was jumped to life. And so looking back on that and seeing that response that I got, it made sense to me that now, especially as much as I pray, and I really do get an uncanny response to prayer. And most of my experiences have been a response to prayer. So my gift is in prayer. I know I have a lot of dreams, and I'm going to talk about that as well, because I believe that my dreams are part of my spiritual gift. Oh, so much I can tell you about my dreams, and that next chapter is dreams, so I'm probably gonna talk about that a little more. But with me, it was really uncanny how I would pray, and actually that's how I found out my dreams are special. I received an answer to my prayer from the night before in a dream, and it just blew my mind. So then it made me start paying more attention to my dreams. So I believe my title or label is a prophetic intercessor. Just means that I pray, and it means that I dream and get enlightened a lot through my dreams. So, spiritual gifts, we all have them. The Bible talks about spiritual gifts. Some people speak in tongues. Some people can interpret tongues. The gift of healing, the gift of knowledge and wisdom, the gift of there's a whole bunch of them, and I don't want to misspeak right now. But if you don't know what your gifts are, I suggest that you pray, that you get close to the Lord, and it'll become obvious to you. Because even with my dreams, I remember having clear, vivid dreams as a child that I still remember today. And then too, I know that when I became more worldly, my dreams stopped. Was not having any dreams or not dreams at all. But when I got back close to the Lord, it kicked in high gear, and it reminded me how I used to dream when I was a child and when I was younger, how I would dream. Never knew anything but special about my dreams back then. So when you find out what your gift is, it will make sense to you. It will be something that's probably second nature to you. Like when I first found out, because I dream every night and I dream all the time. Like I may have 4, 5, 6 dreams in a night. When I found out some people don't dream at all, that just sounded weird to me. Like, you don't dream at all? Like, I dream all the time, and I'm a very lucid dreamer. A lot of times I can watch myself in the dream, and I'm able to, I don't know, it's just amazing. So I just encourage you to speak to the Lord about your gifts. And your gifts and your earthly talents are two separate things. Some people are wonderful singers, and their gift could be in song where they really can touch people and people can get in the spirit. But usually, your talent and your spiritual gift is two different things. So I encourage you to find yours. I went my whole life thinking I didn't have any, and now I have, I believe, two in my dreams and in prayer. So that is it. Keep saying I'm gonna make these videos short. These videos seem to be getting longer and longer. But my extraordinary walk, this is a chapter by chapter review. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Again, my extraordinary walk, it is on SherryKirkland.com, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. And that's it. Thank you guys for listening.